Hey, what's up guys? I'm Tony from Tony's Professional Touch, based out of San Bernardino, California. And in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I do my finishing touches on my mini details. So that way you guys can see how we're able to keep our clients 100% satisfied every time.
So Tony, what's the first thing you do after the initial wash?
So the first thing we'll do is we'll pull out our blower and we'll blow off all the cracks and crevices on the exterior of the vehicle. Make sure we get the grille, the headlights, the tail lights, the mirrors, everything. All the cracks and crevices, the wheels, suspension area, all that has to be dried off. We got to make sure that there's no more water leaking. And then after we dry off the vehicle and we made sure that there's no more water leaking, we'll go ahead and touch up the wheels. So we'll either use a spray detailer, spray wax, or spray sealant, any of those on the wheels. Make sure that we touch up anything we may have missed when on our initial contact scrubbing on the wheels. And then we'll also do the tire dressing at the same time, and we'll focus on each wheel individually, so each wheel gets attention to detail on its own, and that way we don't miss any spots and we're not trying to rush through or anything. We're just making sure every wheel is clean, as clean as possible. And then after the wheels, we'll go ahead and touch up the door jambs, make sure that the door jambs are all fully dried and have no more dust or dirt, debris in there, that all the leaves are all out. We'll get those as clean as possible as well, all 4 door jambs and the trunk jam. That's all included in the mini detail. And then also the gas cap area, we got to make sure we touch up in there. We can't leave it alone. We got to make sure it's fully dry, no more leaks. After all that, we'll go ahead and do our spray wax on the vehicle. Either spray wax or spray sealant, depending on what the client options out for. We do offer an express sealant, which is like a 2 to 3 month protection for the paint for an extra like 20 bucks depending on the vehicle. And then we'll do, after that's complete, after we go around the whole vehicle, we put spray wax on the headlights, tail lights, all the painted surfaces, and then the grills, all that. And then at the very end, the last thing we do is the windows. So windows inside and out. The reason we do that, the reason we don't do windows first, is because if we did the windows first and then we did the spray wax or the tire dressing, in case it's windy or any type of thing is going on, you don't want the spray wax or the tire dressing to mess up your windows after you just clean them. You want those to be as streak free as possible. So this is the last thing we clean up, just to make sure that there's also like bird droppings that happen. Even like that could even happen once you're fully done with the windows, but it's usually it's also one of the first things that the clients look at. The windows is like boom, they see it, and then like they don't want to see any little dots of tire dressing or spray wax or any little bugs on there. So that's why we'll focus on that at the end. And then at the very end, after all that's done, we'll walk around, make sure everything hasn't been missed, and then we'll walk around with the client, make sure that everything's up to their standards, and that's about it.
All right, Tony, so you mentioned a lot of double checking in there. Now you also got to consider time.
Yeah.
How do you balance that, or does it come with experience?
Once you've been doing it for a while, it comes with experience. But if you're just starting out, you're gonna have to sacrifice some time. You're gonna be taking a bit longer on most details. You're not gonna be able to fit in as many cars. But it just it's part of it. Like when I first started, I was taking a really long time to do many details, taking 2 to 3 hours on cars, sometimes even 4 hours, 5 hours, just depended. And I would only fit in 1 to 2 cars a day. Now I can usually do 5 to 6, sometimes even 7, 8 cars a day on my own. If I booked out like a full day, like from like 5 a.m. to like 10 p.m., I could do probably like 10 cars, but I don't really like to go to that extent anymore. So I usually do around 5 cars I'll be like good with for the day on my own. And I'm able to do them in a reasonable time, usually an hour and a half or less. Most maintenance are 45 minutes to an hour and 15. If they're not on our maintenance plan and they're just regular price mini details, it's usually around an hour and a half limit. Usually don't spend more than an hour and a half on most vehicles for the mini detail, especially if they're not on our maintenance plan.
Does every customer have the same pet peeve? Like their windows, the screen, the door jambs, or is every customer different? You gotta figure that out.
They're all pretty similar, but some are different. But I feel like you just need to cover all bases just in case, so you don't have any complaints from anyone.
Hey, when you first started, did you ever do a detail, go home, and a customer be like, you missed this or you didn't do that?
I think when I very first started, yeah, I had like probably a couple people, like probably 2 or 3. it wasn't that I didn't do it. It was probably that I didn't do it like to their standard, which would be like mostly like the windows. If they saw a streak or something, they'd be upset and they'd call me back. Or sometimes I may have missed like a door panel. It wasn't, there's this one time where I had an employee and I didn't look over his work and he missed a whole door panel. So like there was a 4-door car and he missed like the I don't know what happened, that he missed the right side and I didn't look over it, so it's on me. Because it's on the business owner. Like as a business owner, it's up to you to either hire someone to supervise or you yourself be the one that has to look over the whole detail. So since I didn't overcheck his work, it was on me, and I had to partially refund the client just because they didn't give us the opportunity to fix it. They decided to try to fix it themselves. So they just told us about it, told us that they fixed it, and then that was it. And I decided to give them a partial refund just so they didn't feel some type of way.
And did you keep them as a client, or was that the last time you ever worked for them?
That was the last time we ever worked for them. We didn't close the doors to them. They just haven't hit us up, and I understand it is what it is. But I learned from that, and I took it as okay. I have to, whenever I have clients, I either gotta, if I'm not gonna be at the job site, I gotta hire someone that can be a supervisor for them, make sure everything gets looked over, or if I'm there, I gotta make sure I look over it, even if I trust them, because I thought that they had already known like everything, so I thought I could trust them enough to like cover those areas, and I didn't end up looking over there, so I got messed. That's how I got I lost a potential client that I could have had for the long term.
All right, Tony, everybody wants to know, man, what's the secret to cleaning windows so they don't streak?
I usually like using brand new towels, especially on a really hot day. If it's really, really hot, you gotta use a 2-towel method. Today is not really that hot. We're probably in, I don't know, mid 70s, high 70s, low 80s. So I'm able to get away with just 1 towel. It's a brand new, fully dry towel. I'm doing a mist on the window. I'm using one side to cover or grab all like the mist I just threw down, and then I'll flip it on the dry side. And bada bing, bada boom. Just dry it off. And it's all streak free. And then since this is a maintenance car, the windows aren't all bad. The owner's not a smoker, so he doesn't have kids, he doesn't have dogs. They don't slobber on the inside of the windows. I don't need to bring out the glass cleaner. It's just spot-free water for most of our maintenance clients. But when it is like filthy, when it does have a lot of bugs or tree sap or kids or dogs or anything like that, then we can bring out the glass cleaner and use that on the inside and the outside. But for most maintenance clients, we just use spot-free water, and it gets the job done since they're not super filthy. We do this client every week, every Friday, so his vehicles are usually not bad at all. He doesn't bring any pets inside his car or any kids. It's just him and his girlfriend. So we go ahead and touch up the screen as well on the inside and the mirrors. And it's kind of the same process, except we don't spray on it. We just use the damp side of the towel to remove the fingerprint and smudges, and then we'll flip it and grab, keep it dry side. We'll also do all like the little like handles and black piano pieces and chrome handles with the same towel. We'll just flip it. Well, there you guys have it. That's how we do our finishing touches. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys do your finishing touches. And remember, if you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.